Feel very happy as I drink coffee from my Oxford, very scratched, if you can see that, Oxford United playoff win over York. And hello and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions for another review of another Oxford United game. And my goodness, the doom merchants were circling at half-time in this one. You would think Oxford were getting a pasting at half-time, all the negativity that was flying around. But that isn't the case. That isn't what happened. Today, Oxford United were away at MKDons, and it ended up with being a crazy game. We'll get into the who's and the how's and the why's in just a little bit, but let's just go over some team news. Did Oxford make any changes? It seems so long ago, I can't even remember. And I think they kept the same back forward. I'm not sure whether if White was starting in the last game. I think he was. Maybe White for Sykes or something like that. I don't really remember. Maybe I should look it up. But MKDons have had a bit of a COVID outbreak, unfortunately for them. So it did mean they were missing some key players. So going into this game, I was actually pretty confident. Key players such as Harry Darling, excellent centre-back, Mo Issa, great striker at this level, and Scott Twine, who's been phenomenally impressive for MKDons this season, all missing. Issa and Twine out through COVID protocols, and it meant that Baldwin, Boateng and Parrott came in. So still good players to come in, but not the full strength MKDons side, and they couldn't name a full bench. But it didn't stop them from producing a good performance in this game, and Oxford had to find a way to win it like they did against Doncaster, but a very different game. And they did. It finished Milton Keynes Dons 1, Oxford United 2. So like last weekend, Oxford had to battle back from a goal down, and last weekend we picked up our first point from a losing position. Today we picked up our first win from a losing position, and it was a crazy game, as I've already stated. And actually, I think Oxford actually started the game pretty well. And Matt Taylor's battle with the offside flag continued. He looked miles offside, even though he vehemently protested it. He as if it was a really tight decision, but maybe he thought it came off the MKDons player. But I thought Oxford started pretty lively, but then the first time MKDons kind of got in behind and beat our press, that they scored a pretty good goal, and it was Boateng who got freed on the left. I think Long was a bit out of position, and Boateng found space after a pretty nice move, and he got the better of Moore and the better of Eastwood. We know Eastwood does not keep clean sheets. And Milton Keynes Dons scored an early goal, and as I said, Oxford having to come from behind. But for about 25 minutes, maybe half an hour, onwards from that, Oxford were in a bit of a tailspin. It was a very disjointed performance after we went 1-0 down. It took us a while to get a foothold in this game. Very sloppy passing. Every time very frenetic in possession, Oxford. Every time we got the ball, we were trying to go long, or trying to go too direct, or just getting, every sort of simple pass seemed to be intercepted. And you all give MKDons credit for that, because they put Oxford under a lot of pressure. And I've got to say, their passing was fantastic. The way they moved Oxford around for periods in this game, and the way they found little pockets of space, and players just always seemed to be an extra player available. There always seemed to be an extra man free, and Oxford really struggled to get to grips with it. A little bit lucky that they didn't really create too many goal-scoring chances from it, but certainly the play was great, and Oxford were really having to just almost chase shadows for a little bit. Really, it was a very frustrating first half. I think it did pick up a little bit towards the end of the first half. One thing I did miss is Matt Taylor did have his second losing battle with the offside flag. It would have a happy ending, but he was narrowly offside. That was actually just after MK scored. We thought we got back into it. It was a good ball over by Sykes, but maybe he delayed it too long. Tight offside, late call, but it was given. But Oxford did get a bit better as the end of the first half. I thought like maybe the last 5-7 minutes, something like that, they did start to get a bit more into their groove. Given a golden chance, look, MKDons play this style where they will pass kamikaze at times out from the back. Keeper runs to the wide right or wide left position, and another player takes the goal kick. So he is a very much an outfield player many times, and I take a lot of liberties with it, but they're very good at it. but there were times when Oxford picked them off. And what ended up being the story of the game, spoilers, Fisher, he did it in the first half. He gave us a warning. He was sloppy in possession and gave the ball away, and it presented a golden opportunity to Brannigan, but he couldn't sort his feet out and skied it over the bar. I mean, he's got to go for goal. He had to go for goal. I mean, when you look back, he could have passed it to Taylor, but everybody's going to shoot in that position. But that kind of rounded up a frustrating first half for the Yellows, and we were 1-0 down. And my God, the negativity. Christ, give this side a break. We haven't lost since we lost to Plymouth in October. You don't have to dig the players out and slag them out for a below par first half. Give them a break. At least wait till 90 minutes. It was a much better performance from Oxford United in the second half, and ultimately they did turn this game around, but the intensity was there. They pressed Milton Keynes Dons a lot higher. They were able to win the ball off MKDons side higher up the pitch and just turn over possession a lot better than they were able to do in the first half, and that was ultimately the key to victory. Do not think MKDons didn't have their chances in this, because they still remained a threat, and every time they did beat our press, they were in with a chance. But again, Oxford were fortunate that they couldn't take advantage of it. Holland was a lot more in the game in the second half than he was in the first. In the first half, he got more through Sykes. The second half, definitely more through Holland. But it was just a case of Oxford, like, would we be able to create chances, and ultimately, would we be able to take it? But MK Dons did look vulnerable from the back, and eventually Oxford got their goal. And we got it from a set piece, which does not happen very often. Herbie Kane floated a free kick in. It was a weird one, really. It was quite a low trajectory. And I think Taylor sort of almost backheaded it into the goal. It kind of took the keeper by surprise. MK Dons really just stopped and switched off from this free kick. They were adamant Taylor was offside. But after two that went against him, and is it 4 now, if you include the ones against Doncaster? This one went his way. Matty Taylor back on the score sheet. He looked sharp, man. He was really good in front of goal. And Oxford were back at 1-1. And this game was intense. And the intensity just kept ramping up as the rain fell. It just felt the players were getting tetchy. The players were snapping into challenges. It was threatening to boil over at any point. But the way both sides were going for it, you felt there was going to be a winner in this one. Oxford spurned a golden chance. I mean, again, they won the ball back high off MK Dons, and it got played into Sykes, who decided to pass rather than shoot, and that seemed like it was a very frustrating, another golden opportunity missed for Oxford, but we did get the winner eventually. Sykes did learn from his lesson, and it was Fisher who made the mistake ultimately. He was dispossessed in his penalty area, taking too long on the ball. The ball came out to Sykes, and all he had to do was roll the ball into an empty net. And he did that. I was really worried he was going to put it wide, but he did finish it. Look, last season I thought Mark Sykes had to up his game and get more goals. He didn't do that last season. He's certainly doing that this season. I think that may be 5 now for Sykes this season. Very good return. Let's see if he can get on towards 10 goals. But just proving what a really useful player he is for Oxford United this season. But as we saw against Doncaster, with Oxford taking the lead, and this was like in the 82nd minute, Doncaster, it was a little bit later, the pressure then switched. MK Dons got more on the front foot as Oxford kind of wanted to hold what they'd earned or wanted to protect their lead a little bit. But MK Dons should have equalised in this game, and it was a great move. They got to the byline, they squared the ball across. It seemed like a tap-in. Maybe it was for Parrott, maybe it was for another player, but Eastwood produced a wonderful save, rolling back the years. I know a lot of people are critical of Simon Eastwood, but he's produced a wonderful save there. So let's give Eastie a lot of credit for that one, for keeping us, protecting 3 points for us really in this one. Something that Simon Eastwood's done a lot throughout the years, and I think that we need to remember that. But a cracking save from Eastwood. There was another chance, I think, from O'Reilly, who looked really good in the game when he came on, just dragging the shot wide. And the game got tetchy, the game got tense. As I said, there were a lot of people going over. Oxford went into time management mode, as we like to do. But the game ended in a very dramatic fashion with a ball going forward and Jordan Thornley adjudged to have fouled the striker. I don't know if he even needed to. It looked like the ball was going to run through to Eastwood, but he adjudged to foul the striker and he got a second yellow card. So Thornley will be suspended for the next game. It led MK Dons finished the game with a free kick 25 yards out, and luckily it curled straight into the arms of Eastwood. The final whistle went. Oxford get their first win at Stadium MK ever, and what a lot of heart and a lot of battle that we showed. It looked like it was going to be a disappointing result at half-time. It looked like this MK Dons, it looked like it was one of those games where Oxford just were flat. We're going to be flat all the way through the game, but whoever it was, whether you give credit to Robinson, whether you just give it credit to the players on the pitch, they raised their game. They found a way to win. They produced a much better second half. And whether you say, you know, MK Dons fan, maybe you didn't think Oxford deserved it, but whether you thought they deserved it or not, they got the goals and they put pressure on MK Dons and they created the chances. And a great win, just a great win. There's other sides that won around us. There's sides that drop points. And I know there's a long way to go in the table, but just to have 39 points and to be 5th place in the league is a cracking effort. Whoever said Oxford are boring, you are absolutely nuts. Wink, wink, Ipswich fans. Because we're not. We are a very entertaining side to watch. We rarely do boring, and it's enjoyable to watch, and it has been enjoyable to watch for a long time under Karl, through good times and bad. So, look, I mean, who played well? I think really Taylor played great. I really do. I think he was a bastard like he normally is throughout the game. He was constantly looking to get on the end of things, put them under pressure. I think Brannigan drives the team forward so much. We missed him in that second half. If he ever goes down injured for a period of time, we are really going to miss him, because I thought he was really good. And they were my 2 real standouts, I would think. And obviously, I'm a big Mark for Sykes, so Mark Sykes. So I'm glad he got the goal. And I thought Longy got a bit of stick in the first half, and he struggled with Boateng, but I think he got better in the second half too. So, look, let's say this. Enjoy it, Oxford fans. That's a great week now. 3 away games on the spin, 2 wins, 1 draw. You couldn't really ask for more than that. We're doing fantastically well in the league now. I think that's 2 months without a defeat since we lost to Plymouth. And let's just hope it rolls on. We've got some tough fixtures to come, but what we've seen so far is this squad is capable of handling it, and I, for one, am really looking forward to it. But I'm interested in knowing your thoughts. Please put your comments down below. If you went to the game, well done. You've certainly provided a great atmosphere. MK Dons fans, for those of you that are out there, please put your comments down below as well. And generally, just to finish off this video, hit like, hit subscribe. I hope you like the content. If you can hit the notify bell as well, all the usual jazz. And I'll be back very soon, and thanks for watching.